So when photography was just gaining popularity in the mid-19th century, motion pictures were already massively popular. Again, these were not moving photographs, of course, but sequences of drawings placed in devices like this zoetrope. You spin the drum, peer through the slits, and witness the magic of animation. When motion picture film was invented in the late 19th century, this new medium was easily duplicated, easy to transport, and could be screened for large audiences comfortably seated in cinemas that were popping up everywhere. Rebecca Solnit writes in her book, River of Shadows, motion pictures made it possible to step in the same river twice, to see not just images, but events that had happened in other places or other times, to almost stop living where you were and start living in other places, in other times. For those early cinema audiences, movies were an early form of virtual reality. The motion object, like the zoetrope, all but disappeared. As an artist, I pick up the tactile and interactive zoetrope where it was abandoned 120 years ago and continuously reinvent it to make films, interactive animated sculptures, and immersive installations. Through these projects, I have collaged the kinetic moments of an entire city. These are all images from Copenhagen. I have reimagined the Western landscape panorama. I have considered industrial heydays, America's past, and China's young and blossoming. I have questioned future machine empathy through a familiar machine of today. And I have shared my earliest memory of being captivated by an animal in motion. And lastly, I have revealed the motion hidden in sausage, peppers, and onions. Lately, I've been thinking about performance and spinning zoetrope images live like a DJ spins records, but I'm terrified of the idea of standing in front of an audience. Animation artists prefer to hide for long hours in dark spaces. Now, maybe you've heard of Edward Muybridge, the grandfather of motion pictures. Late in life, he also performed, telling stories and projecting sequences of photographs using his own invention, the zoopraxiscope. But most people know him as the horse guy. Muybridge's motion studies exposed a universe previously hidden by speed and the limits of human perception. He froze time. In midlife, he married Flora, who worked as a retoucher in the San Francisco studio and gallery that represented him. Half his age, Flora savored the city's nightlife and theater scene, eventually engaging in an intimate relationship with an adored actor. Now, this is going to seem like a tangent, but bear with me. This past summer, I was at an artist residency on the western slope of the Rockies. And hiking along the irrigation ditch trails there, I was transfixed by the common milkweed flower. Its pudgy complex of pink and white petals together formed a kind of frozen firework burst. I guiltily cut a flower, and in the 15-minute walk back to my studio found that it had already half wilted. Thoughts of Flora immediately filled my mind. Her lover was murdered by Edward. The child of their affair was orphaned. And Flora died of what seemed like a broken heart. She was 24. Cut from her husband, lover, child, and beloved San Francisco, Flora wilted quickly. Flora's abandonment by the busy photographer, both during marriage, he was often away for months shooting landscapes, and after, he bitterly fought her attempts to secure alimony and child support. Together with my love and respect for my mother, my sister, my wife, and my daughter, moved me to create this motion portrait of Flora and for Flora. Now, this storytelling performance thing is brand new to me. I love that it brings us together to share an experience. There's something very human about it that isn't possible virtually or remotely. So thank you for sharing this with me today.